Colgate coming off a record of 4-14-2 overall, 3-5-1 in the Patriot League last season, falling to Holy Cross in the Patriot League quarterfinals. And this is really an overhauled roster. 11 of the 24 players on the Raiders roster are freshmen, and just 2 seniors for Colgate this year, Chris Campbell and Tanner Schilling. So really a chance for the Raiders to really build from the ground up, build something really special in a brand spanking new stadium, seating up to 1,300 people, made of field turf, which is appropriate. It's approved by FIFA for World Cup qualifying matches. It's one of a handful of fields of its kind in the United States. And we are ready to get things underway here. And we're off and running here at Bayer Small 76 Field. Colgate's got it along the right wing side, trying to pound one toward the middle of the field, but they'll keep it out right along that right sideline. Ball ricochets around, still on the St. Mary's defensive end as they clear. Ball rolls out of play. And the Raiders will throw one in. "45 seconds gone by here in the opening half between Colgate and St. Mary's College. Again, as mentioned, just the second time these two teams have played. First one was a 3-0 loss. Raiders dropping that one out in California back in 1995. Got a whistle here and a stoppage of play. It's going to be Colgate ball. Pounded deep, it's headed away, back toward midfield. Chasing up with it there is Riley Hanley for St. Mary's. Boots with the right foot ahead, lead pass attempt. It's broken up nicely there by Tommen. Tommen trying to pull it back the other way, wrestled loose by the Gales. Momentarily, though, as the Raiders clear back to midfield. We are coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the opening half. Ball rolls in on the St. Mary's goalkeeper, who will hold on to it. Andre Rawls, the goaltender for the Gales. Rawls 4-6-3 last season, a 1.09 goals against and a 795 save percentage. Coming down right wing side now is Stroud. Stroud will cycle back, now push ahead toward that far right corner. Looking for the cross. It's intercepted and cleared away by the Gales. St. Mary's heading the other way, broken up by Forbes. Lead pass there by Colgate, intercepted by St. Mary's. Ball pops high in the air at midfield. Kicked over to the near side by Chase Pagani. Now down left wing, it's Troy Penn. Penn centering try. It's intercepted. Penn tries to feed it over again. The ball knocked up and out of play. Crowd applauding the effort there. Scoreless. Just under 42 minutes remaining here in this opening half between Colgate and St. Mary's, part of the Central New York Classic. Women's soccer, also a part of that classic. They will host Colorado College tomorrow evening right here on this very field. Brown will kick it away for Colgate to midfield. Collected there by St. Mary's. Player hits the turf. That was Michael Semenza. Had 10 points for St. Mary's last season. 3 goals, 4 assists. Be a free kick here for St. Mary's. Ball is chipped ahead by Hanley. Play on the net. It's gobbled up by Rawls. Check that. Brown, I should say, kicking that one away. It goes back to our left for Rawls, the goaltender for St. Mary's. In comes Colgate. Here is Stroud working his way toward the net. The ball skips free, booted away. And back out to midfield. Stroud chips one across the way for Zach Pagani. And the ball rolls out of play. It'll be St. Mary's to throw in. Five and a half gone by here in the first half. Still scoreless between Colgate and St. Mary's. At midfield now, it's Gerardo Mendoza for the Gales coming in right wing. Mendoza off to the deep right side for Solis. The shot on net is pulled down by Brown. Brown 4-10-1 last season for Colgate, a 1.52 goals against, 70.3 save percentage. Sophomore out of Laguna Hills, California. St. Mary's now with the ball. Alex Brayman taps one back to his netminder Rawls. And now back out to midfield. It is Solis. Colgate grabs it back. It is Chase Pagani across midfield. Chip pass ahead to Stroud. Stroud puts on the brakes, trying to work his way around the defense. It is picked away by Bobby Connor. And the Gales go back the other way. Nicholas Gamp is near side for Mendoza. Mendoza cuts left to the inside of the field. Now over to the outside corner of the penalty area. Ball chipped out of harm's way momentarily by Colgate. That was Riley on the clear. St. Mary's now coming in right wing side. Pass a bit too strong for Solis, who loses it out of play. Bruno Scudari throws in for Colgate. Short throw in. Goes to Troy Mupen. Penn to Chase Pagani, who dekes his way through a couple of players. Now to Stroud. Stroud, a lead pass for Cutler. Cutler, the tough angle shot. It's saved by Rawls. A couple of good plays on net so far tonight for the Raiders. Scoreless, 37 minutes remaining here in the first half as the ball ricochets out of play. Rawls for St. Mary's, a senior netminder out of San Ramon, California, set a Gales record with a .74 goals against a couple of years ago. So his career goals against is .9 coming into this contest as Bruno Scudari and Riley Hanley collide. Whistle goes against the Raiders. For the latest news and stories on the Patriot League, follow the Patriot League on Twitter at Patriot League. Ball along the far side of the field in the Colgate defensive end. Lead pass by Stroud. Stroud will grab it back at midfield. They'll chip back on defense. Now it's Tyler Forbes. Ball comes back to Forbes near side. Left foot forward pass. Goes to Scudari. He will tap one back again for Forbes. Forbes 2 goals for 4 points last season. Named to the Patriot League All-Academic Team. A junior out of Manlius, attending Fayetteville Manlius High School up in the Syracuse area. Lead pass goes deep into St. Mary's territory. It's picked up there by Rawls. Rawls will kick one far across the field. Ball is headed down to the turf by Tommen, but it's picked up by the Gales. Pass in toward the 18-yard line is picked off by Forbes. Forbes goes left wing now for Moo Penn. Penn will cut back toward the middle of the field. Dish a pass off to Cutler. Cutler goes back to Forbes. Forbes near side now for Scudari. Scudari ahead to Moo Penn. Again back to Forbes. A lot of activity going on at the middle of the field. Moo Penn will chip the ball back to Ricky Brown. Brown feeds one off to the right side for Tommen. Tommen, little stutter step. As the ball comes back on defense, it is Forbes. 34 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the first half. Scoreless on the brand spanking new Bayer Small 76 field on the campus of Colgate University. Lead pass down the right wing intended for Schilling. Ball is knocked out of play. I think by St. Mary's, so it will be Colgate to throw in. It is Riley. Overhead throw in inside to Cutler. Cutler steers one toward the goal. Intercepted by a Gales defenseman who kicks one out of play. No, actually, they'll say it was last touched by a Raider. So now it is St. Mary's College ball. Ball is headed back the other way by Forbes. Patriot League action in men's soccer from earlier today. St. Francis knocking off Loyola Maryland 2-0. American blanking George Washington 2-0. Fairfield over Army 1-0. That is early in the second half. St. Peter's and Lafayette scoreless. That is also early second half. As the ball rolls in on the St. Mary's net, Rawls will kick it out of play. Fordham and Boston University are scoreless. That game's got about 10 minutes to go until halftime. Moo Penn along the left wing side, racing into a St. Mary's double team, and the Gales bring it back the other way. Hanley, a pass off to the left wing, knocked away by Colgate. Quickly there to follow up the play, it's Connor. The ball comes near side. It is Solis. Hitting the turf there was Ben Brayman, wanting a call but not getting one, so he quickly gets back up and joins the play. Now things get a little physical here as Gerardo Mendoza collides with Chase Pagani. And we get the whistle here against the Raiders. So the officials tonight trying to keep things in check. 31 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here in this opening half. Scoreless in Hamilton. Hanley, right foot boot. In on goal. It is gobbled up by Brown. drop it to the turf and kicks one out to midfield. Chip pass ahead to Stroud, knocked out of play. Stroud will bring it right back in for the Raiders. It is Cutler. Tried to go near side. The ball is intercepted by Mendoza. And now we get a whistle. This one against the Raiders. The crowd not liking it. But it is St. Mary's ball. You can watch the Patriot League on both CBS Sports Network and the American Sports Network throughout the year. For more details, check local television listings or visit the Patriot League website. Raiders trying to knock it back the other way. Lead pass intended for Cutler. Couldn't catch up with it. Knocked out of bounds. Now 15 minutes gone by here in the opening half. We are scoreless between Colgate and St. Mary's. Here is Chase Pagani, knocks one to the near side for Scudari. Scudari, a 5'11 freshman defenseman out of Silver Spring, Maryland. St. Mary's now collects Ben Brayman, sophomore defenseman. Had 2 assists last year for St. Mary's. Working down the left wing side. Now the ball comes in on goal. Takes a short hop. And covered up nicely by Brown. Sends one to the near side for Mu Penn. Penn across the midfield line. Lead pass. Left wing for Scudari. Scudari puts on the brakes. Chips one to Stroud. Stroud to Mu Penn in the corner. Penn. Deeks right, goes left. Ball slugged out of bounds by Alex Brayman. Alex Brayman, a team-high 11 points for the Gales last year. 5 goals and 1 assist. One of only 3 Gales to start all 20 games last year. And again, ball knocked out of play. Gales inbound, quickly get it to their netminder. Rawls telling his teammates to get downfield as he kicks one high into the night. It drops down around the midfield circle. Takes a couple of skips. Mu Penn now with the ball. Ahead for Stroud, left wing. Stroud tried to send one ahead for Cutler. It's broken up. Rawls clears one ahead, and it is headed back to midfield by Tommen. And now chipped back into the hands of Ricky Brown. Balloon pass up ahead, rattles around midfield for coming into the Colgate attack side. Right wing, it is Zach Pagani, a full head of steam, had the ball knocked out from underneath him, skips along the far sideline and goes out of bounds. Clock still rolling, 26 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the first half. Scoreless between Colgate and St. Mary's College. Ball is kicked out of bounds by Ben Brayman. So Colgate will throw it back into play. Taken up by the Gales. He'll knock one back to Andre Rawls. Rawls boots it ahead of him. Waiting for his team to get downfield. Now he lets one fly. Headed forward by Mendoza. Now move Penn in to disrupt the play, and the Colgate Raiders have it. Near side is Forbes. Forbes knocks one back for Scudari, and he'll clear one down to his netminder. Brown's pass blocked by an attacking Gale, and the Gales have it. Good aggressive play there by St. Mary's to keep the ball back in the Colgate defensive end. Moo Penn trying to work his way through. He will kick one off to the far side there as the crowd applauds the nice clear. Now a lead pass. It's up ahead for Cutler. Cutler cuts in on goal, and the stop is made by Rawls. Got to say that Colgate so far tonight has had a lot more opportunities on net. But Rawls, one of the best goaltenders in the WCC, has kept the Raiders off the board. Centering try from Nicholas Gamp is broken up by the Raiders. Now along the far side, it's Tanner Schilling. He'll chip one to the near side for Bruno Scudari. Scudari trying to work his way around Solis. Solis has Scudari trapped against the back line, and it's knocked out of play.
And earlier tonight, at Colorado Park, your Raiders volleyball team defeated Niagara 3-2.
Will be inbounded by Colgate. Scudari will throw in. And knocked right back out again by St. Mary's. Scudari will try again. He's going to walk a little bit further up the sideline and toss one in for Moo Penn, who clears it right back to Scudari. Scudari the pass back to Moo Penn, left wing. Moo Penn facing a double team, has it stripped away. 23 minutes left here in the opening half. Still scoreless on Bayer Small 76 Field. About the academic programs at each of the 10 Patriot League institutions. Now a lead pass, a kick up high over the crossbar from Jared Stroud. We'll try that again. To learn about the academic programs at each of the 10 Patriot League institutions, visit the Patriot Academic Network website at patriotleagueacademicnetwork.org. 20 minutes remaining here in the first half. Colgate and St. Mary's College scoreless. The Raiders with 2 shots on goal. St. Mary's with 1.
Now on the pitch for St. Mary's, number 8, Corey Schmidt.
Schmidt now will check in for St. Mary's. Quick shot on net by Mendoza is stopped by Brown. Schmidt, a junior midfielder out of El Cajon, California. I probably butchered that, but we'll keep going. Schmidt had 1 assist for 1 point last season for St. Mary's. 20 of the 29 players on the St. Mary's College roster are from California, which is where St. Mary's is based. Mupen has it along the far side of the field. Drops one back for Riley, who boots one ahead down the right wing side, takes a skip and bounces out of play. So the Gales will quickly inbound it back to Rawls. Gales trying to mount an attack here, trying to work their way through the Colgate defense. The ball knocked off to the near side, just off the penalty area. A centering try, the header on net, it is stopped by Brown. Now St. Mary's over the last several minutes has had more of the opportunity on net. Long kick there into Colgate attack territory. Ricochets around, taken back by the Gales. Mupen now steals it away. Leaves it for Stroud. Stroud back ahead for Cutler. And the Gales will clear. Headed out of play by Forbes. Inbounding it is Solis. Solis finds Schmidt. Schmidt back to Solis. He'll sky a pass down the right wing side. Bounces out of play. Quickly inbounding is Scudari to Brown. Brown a long pass to midfield. Headed back the other way by the Gales. It is Schmidt. Chips one out to the near side for Solis. Solis met there by Mupen. Mupen to Scudari. Scudari chips a pass out toward midfield. It's collected there by Stroud. 16:45 to go here in the first half. Scoreless between Colgate and St. Mary's College here on the Patriot League Network. Ball coming down the left wing side for St. Mary's. Tries to cut in on goal, but it's knocked away by Tommen. Back out to midfield. Riley tried to clear one to center. Ben Brayman, though, knocks it back into the attack zone. Short shot on goal, rolls just wide and out of play. Will be a goal kick here. Cleared out. A couple of players come together for it finally. Settles on the foot of Mupen. And Mupen will just clear it out. As we have an injured Gale on the field, the clock will stop. 15 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the first half. And we remain scoreless here in Hamilton. The Gales last season finishing 7-9-4 overall, 5-5-2 in the West Coast Conference. That was good for fourth place in the WCC. And the Gales returned nearly 97% of last season's goal scoring. That's the third highest percentage in the NCAA. The player out on the field is Bobby Connor, the senior defenseman out of San Rafael, California. The crowd applauding as Connor gets to his feet and heads off to the far sideline.
At 315-228-7600 or purchase online at GoColgateRaiders.com.
The skies are clear and calm, as they have been for all day here today in the upstate New York area. So glad you could join us here today on the Patriot League Network. I am Kevin Mooney. Thanks for sharing your Friday night with us. See every buzzer beater, hear every cheer on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders, where fans can view live events and video-on-demand features on your computer and various mobile devices. Download the app from the Patriot League website.
Coming on to the pitch for the Raiders is number 10, Nick Rizzo.
Nick Rizzo now checking in for the Raiders. Rizzo, a junior midfielder out of St. Louis, Missouri, played in 18 of 20 games last season for the Raiders out of the Mary Institute and St. Louis Country Day School. Back in action here. Winds up on the right foot of Hanley, who clears one down. Picked up by Brown. For Colgate, the Raiders work back out to midfield. Now back on defense. It's Forbes. Forbes, a sharp left-footed pass to midfield for Stroud. Stroud will tap it over to Chase Pagani. Pagani's lead pass ricochets around. It's plucked away by St. Mary's. Down the right wing, it's Ben Brayman. Ben Brayman had it knocked aside. Mupen will chase it down. Mupen accelerating toward midfield. Little brush off there by Ben Brayman, but play continues. High right-footed kick, by Antonio Locosu. Goes way over the crossbar and out of play. So there are now 13 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this first half. Scoreless between Colgate and St. Mary's College. Ball is at midfield. Ricocheting around back and forth between both teams. Locosu takes one down the left wing side, chopped away by Schilling as it rolls out of play. And it will be the Gales to bring it back in play. High overhead throw rolls into the penalty area. A shot on goal is blocked by Forbes and out of play. When you have the throw-ins this deep on the field, it's always a dangerous time for those defenders. Ball is knocked back across the goal line, extended out of play. Scudari sends one out. So we'll get a corner kick here for the Gales as everyone takes their respective positions out on the field. It will be Allison with the corner kick. Allison, the left-footed boot. High in the air, the ball is swatted away by Brown. The one-handed save knocks it out of harm's way. A great acrobatic save there by Brown to keep this game scoreless. 11 minutes and 15 seconds remaining until halftime. Another corner kick coming here. High in the air, the ball is plucked out and down by Brown. Fires a pass ahead for Chase Pagani. Back to Mupen. Mupen will cut to the inside of the field. Now we'll send one back for Tommen. Tommen across the way for Riley. Raiders now working down the right wing side. It's Stroud. Stroud with the dribble. Hands off to Cutler. And out of play. Raiders will throw it back into play. It is Riley. Little spin move there by Rizzo as the ball skips off to the left wing. With it there is Scudari. Scudari dekes his way around the defense. Centering try. It is blocked by the St. Mary's defense. Knocked out there by Alex Brayman as the crowd applauds that attempt by Scudari. Under 10 minutes remaining now until the break. And we are scoreless. Corner kick coming in, headed away by St. Mary's. And the Gales will inbound the ball. We got a whistle here against the Raiders. Late in the second half, we look at some other Patriot League men's soccer action. Fairfield, a 1-0 lead over Army. And late in the second, Lafayette clinging to a 1-0 lead over St. Peter's. Early in the second half, Boston University and Fordham are scoreless. St. Francis, a 2-0 winner earlier today over Loyola Maryland. American blanking George Washington 2-0 earlier today as well. Ball in on net. The shot on goal stopped by Rawls. Cleared out by Lakosu to midfield. Schilling will grab it there for the Raiders. It is Forbes. Ahead for Pagani. Now left wing for Scudari. Scudari off the inside of his foot. Chip pass goes to the middle of the field for Schilling. Schilling now left wing for Mupen. Wu Pen will crank and fire a centering try, which is kicked out by the Gale defense and goes back to midfield. Forbes, though, not letting him breathe. Back on defense, he'll keep the pressure moving. Gale's knock it out of play. The Raiders will inbound. 7.5 to go until the break, as the Gales kick one out of play again. St. Mary's trying to be as disruptive as they can to the Raiders, just kicking it out of bounds and disrupting the Raider momentum on offense. Now finally Wu Pen will kick one out of play. And it is Gale's ball.
Michael Dingle, number 26, now coming onto the pitch for St. Mary's.
Michael Dingle checking in now for St. Mary's, the freshman midfielder out of Alpine, California. Wu Pen had it for a moment, but Hanley swoops in to steal it away. Wu Pen gets it back at midfield to the far side for Riley. Pass is chipped ahead, intended for Rizzo, and it crosses over the goal line. Extended. So it'll be a kick coming up for Rawls. Remember, for the latest news and stories on the Patriot League, follow the Patriot League on Twitter at Patriot League. Ball is chipped ahead for Semenza. Crowd calling for a handball, may have made contact with the forearm. That's what the fans are saying here. But play will continue. Colgate now with the ball. It is Brown. Long kick off to the far side of the field. Stroud couldn't quite catch up to it before it bounces out of play. .443 remaining here in the first. Now St. Mary's in on the break. The shot up high, the score. Or was it? I take that back. From my angle, I was just teasing you. Looked like it hit the upper corner of the net, but my fault. Remains scoreless. My apologies. 4 minutes left here in the first half between Colgate and St. Mary's. Ball cleared out of play. The Raiders quickly. Stroud with the throw in ahead for Rizzo. Rizzo trying to cut his way toward the goal. Taps one back for Schilling. Schilling to Stroud. Stroud with the shot on net. It's covered up by Rawls. As the crowd shows its appreciation for another Raider rush on goal. Here is Cutler. Cutler had it knocked away and out of play. Ball will be inbounded by Allison. Just under 3 minutes to go until halftime. Shots even at 4 apiece.
Now in for St. Mary's.
Will Kendall, the junior defenseman, now in for the Gales. Kendall, a junior defenseman, 2 goals, 3 assists for a total of 7 points last season. Tommen tried to send one to midfield. It's finally collected by Chase Pagani. Dumps one to the middle of the field. Stroud pops one ahead a bit too strong, and it winds up in on net. Rawls will cover up for St. Mary's. 1:45 remaining here in this first half. Both teams are scoreless. Kendall and Riley trying to track down a ball off the far side of the field. It does go out of play. The Raiders will throw in. Ball takes a couple of hops. Schilling took a shot at it, knocked out of play by Solis. Really, the Raiders trying to rush, trying to catch the Gales off guard by quickly getting it back into play as we come upon the final 60 seconds of the first half.
1 minute remains of the first half.
Ball again quickly thrown in by the Raiders. Headed ahead by Stroud for Rizzo. The ball kicked out, way out of play by Ben Brayman. The Raiders, though, again, looking to quickly get it back into play, and they do. "23 seconds left. Cutler trying to pry one free from the St. Mary's defense. The ball knocks off his back and goes out of play.
9, 8, 7,
So the final seconds now ticking away
3, 2,
here in the first half, and that's it. Scoreless between Colgate and St. Mary's College. Quick look at some stats from the first half. St. Mary's out shooting Colgate 6-5. Gerardo Mendoza leads the team with 3 shots there. Ethan Cutler with a team-high 3 shots for Colgate. As we are back in action here in the second half, Brown with 4 saves for Colgate. Rawls with 4 saves as well for the Gales. Ball skips out of bounds. It is quickly inbounded by Allison. And then it's quickly kicked back out of play by Will Kendall. Colgate now with the inbounds throw. Riley, overhead toss again. Knocked out of play. Throw goes to Riley. Riley. Back pass to Tommen. Gales will clear it down into the Colgate end as Brown taps one to the far side for Forbes. And the ball flagged out of play. Game-turning final, Fairfield defeating Army 1-0 in Patriot League men's soccer action. Or at least teams involving Patriot League members. Lafayette, 1-0 lead over St. Peter's. Second half just about to get underway there. And around midway through the second half, Fordham and BU remain scoreless. We are scoreless here, 2 minutes in now to the second half. Right-footed boot on net by Hanley will slice out of play. And it will be Brown to kick it. This is part of the Central New York Classic, this particular contest. And also part of the Classic will be Colgate Women's Soccer, which will kick off the home schedule tomorrow night against Colorado College. You can join us here on the Patriot League Network for that contest tomorrow at 7 p.m. Riley, couple of stop starts along the sideline now, will toss in. Ball is headed to the near side by Schmidt. The ball kicked straight up in the air. Now bounces at midfield. Tracking it down is Michael Dingle. Dingle runs into Mu Pen. As Mu Pen now brings it through midfield to the near side for Cutler. Cutler slices a lead pass off to the left wing for Stroud. Stroud couldn't maintain possession, though, as St. Mary's grabs control. Down the right wing is Hanley. Hanley tried to center or get a pass toward the middle of the field. It is broken up by the Raiders. 41 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in regulation time, and we remain scoreless. Just outside the 18-yard line. Breaking in now, a shot there goes just clear of the net. Assisted out of play by Rawls. Shot on goal there by Cutler. As the Gales bring it back into play. It is Mendoza at midfield. Had the ball stripped away by the Raiders. Stroud sends one near side for Riley. Riley boots one deep down the field. The pass intended for Rizzo. Rizzo will send it back to midfield. Collected there by Chase Pagani. Pagani off to the far side of the field. Now the ball back on the Colgate defense. It is Tommen. Near side for Riley. Riley chips a pass ahead down the right wing for Cutler. Cutler trying to turn toward the middle, but is kept out along the sideline by the Gale defense. 5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Both teams looking for their first score of the night. Corner kick coming off the foot of Cutler. Low screaming pass goes right through the goal area and cleared by St. Mary's. Mu Pen tries to send one back toward the goal, denied by the St. Mary defense once again. Schilling slides a lead pass for Riley. Riley back to Schilling. Now the Gales grab possession. Ball knocks off the shin guard of Cutler. Now on the foot of Stroud. Stroud, a lead pass for Rizzo. Rizzo shouldered away by Alex Brayman. Brings us up to another corner kick try for the Raiders. Again, the attempt coming from Cutler. Cutler, 2 goals, 2 assists, 6 points for the Raiders last season. Centering try, floats right through, nearly had an excellent opportunity on net. Ball floats in over the goal line. Extended. And gathered by Rawls. 7 minutes gone by here in the second half. Shots remain at 4 apiece. You can watch the Patriot League on both CBS Sports Network and the American Sports Network throughout the year. For more details, check local television listings or visit the Patriot League website. Tolman heads the ball back to his netminder. And Brown will sling one near side for Riley. Riley up ahead for Cutler. Kendall and Riley come together along the near sideline as the ball goes out of play. And the officials reverse the call, first saying it was knocked out of bounds by Riley. Now they'll give Colgate the ball. Riley, overhead throw in, headed by Schilling. But the Gales take it back. Lead pass attempt coming from Michael Dingle. Rolls in on net, picked up there by Brown. Brown will dish off near side for Tomlin. And now the Raiders clear to midfield. Chase Pagani to Stroud, back to Pagani just outside the midfield circle. Pagani, a lead pass for Mupen. Mupen tried to shovel it back for one of his teammates, but it floats out of bounds. It'll be the Gales to throw it back in. 36 minutes remaining here in the second half as we remain scoreless at Bayer Small 76 Field. Special ribbon cutting ceremony held earlier today to christen this brand new field turf complex. As the Gales try to work their way toward the net, the play broken up by Tomlin. And the Raiders have it at midfield. Colgate did take time to thank the Van Doren family for its support of Van Doren Field, which was the home of Colgate soccer for 17 years. And Van Doren Field, as we speak, sits dark just behind the football stadium off to our right. Left wing side now is Stroud. Pardon me, that is Allison for St. Mary's. Allison, a drop pass, goes for Hanley. Hanley knifes one in on net, and it is scooped up by Brown. Raiders chip one into the attack zone, though the Gales come right back up with it. Alex Brayman from the defensive side boots one deep. It's gathered back by the Raiders. Pass off to the right wing. Intended for Cutler. Cutler does catch up to it, keep it from going out of bounds, and keep the play alive. Stroud trying to swing a pass on net, but he's pinned off to the sideline by the Gale defense. We have a player down now for St. Mary's, and that is Allison, grabbing his right ankle. And we get the whistle and the stoppage of play. 33 minutes and 46 seconds to go here in this second half. Allison gets up, and he is okay. He is going to stay in this contest. It'll be Riley to throw in. Riley, the pass on goal, it's headed away by St. Mary's. Cutting across midfield now is Hanley. Hanley sends one off to the near side for Mendoza. Mendoza across the way to Schmidt. Back to Mendoza. The Gales will backtrack in their own end. Now finally shoveled forward by the Gales down the right wing side. The Raiders pick it back up. Long lead pass intended for Rizzo is headed away by Mendoza. Now Mu Pen left wing side. And he is met there by Hanley, and we get the whistle and an indirect kick coming. 32 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in regulation time. We remain scoreless in tonight's contest. Last season, on average, Colgate outshot its opponent by roughly a 14-12 margin. But in terms of the scoreboard, were outscored 2-1. Quick shot on goal. The stop is made. The attempt there by Cutler, but he was double-teamed by the Gale defense. And Rawls was there to scoop it up. He will boot one out to midfield. Ball takes a couple of hops, headed off to the far side by Mendoza. Ball stolen away by the Raiders. Lead pass, a bit too strong for Rizzo, as Rawls is there first, and he'll clear one out of play.
Coming onto the pitch for St. Mary's is number 9, Michael Semenza.
Semenza checks back in for the Gales. Second on the team last season with 10 points. 3 goals, 4 assists. Ball is tossed in Raider hands, or Raider feet, to be more accurate. Can't be using your hands here in this game. Ball is knocked over to the near side for Cutler. Cutler, a lead pass for Stroud. Stroud gets his way past the defense. The centering try. And the header attempt on net is stopped by Rawls. Bang, bang play there by the Raiders. And a nice header attempt by Zach Pagani on that play. 30 minutes remaining in regulation time. In the midfield circle, it is Semenza, sends one to the near side for Allison. Allison tried a lead pass for Lakosu. Riley, though, swooped in to break up the play, but is called for the whistle. It will be Hanley with the free kick, standing on the near sideline. That was a bullet of a pass headed away by Colgate. So the Gales will do it again. throw-in attempt. Bounces a couple of yards away from the goal. Cleared away by Colgate. Ball is sent back to Brown, who will sky one toward the near side, takes a bounce, rolls out of play. Raiders turn it over. Quick inbounds throw by Allison. Down the left wing, intended for Semenza. Mu Pen swoops in. Or check that. Tommen swoops in to knock the ball away. But gets called. Actually, they'll say that the ball was knocked over the goal line extended, so we will get a corner kick coming. This is the third of the game by St. Mary's. Centering pass, high and knocked away by the Raider D. Another attempt there. That one's headed away by Zach Pagani. Foul call here against the Gales. It'll be Colgate ball. 27 minutes and change remaining in regulation time. Colgate now out shooting St. Mary's 6-4 in this contest. But neither team has scored a goal at this point. Brown, a high kick at midfield. The Gales trying to send it back the other way, but we get the whistle right there at the point of play. Colgate will kick it back into action here. Schilling with it, left wing, sends a pass toward the top of the 18-yard line. The quick shot on goal skips just wide. And out of play, takes a couple of bounces on the track. Not track per se, but on the area behind the goal. A square track would be quite a challenge, I would say, if there was actually a track around Bayer's small 76 field, seeing its first regular season action in its history here tonight. Cutting in on goal was Lokosu, but he was denied by the Raider defense. Raiders send it back out to midfield. It is Rizzo trying to chip a pass back for Cutler. Ball rolls out of play off to the far side. 20 minutes gone by here in this second half. To learn about the academic programs at each of the 10 Patriot League institutions, visit the Patriot Academic Network website at patriotleagueacademicnetwork.org. It is Solis. Pass intercepted by Cutler. Cutler, a lead pass for Stroud. Right wing, Stroud try to send a pass across the way for Rizzo, but it's knocked out of play by the Gales. Riley, quick inbounds throw to Chase Pagani. Stolen away by Lokosu. Sends a long pass deep into the Colgate territory. Now kicked back out to midfield by Brown. Schilling. Pass goes ahead for Rizzo. Rizzo trying to angle or check that. My apologies. That was Zach Pagani trying to angle his way toward the net, but was denied by St. Mary's. Rawls with it, the senior netminder for St. Mary's, puts the ball on the turf. As all of his teammates take a few more steps downfield. He's got it queued up, and he will let it fly deep down the field. Tommen and Lokosu go up for the header together, and it winds up in Cornell possession, or Colgate possession, excuse me. Only briefly, though. Gales try to send it back on the attack, but the Raiders come away with it. Pass goes to Tommen. Tommen works his way around a Gale. Now Tommen still going. Accelerates now. Pass off to the right wing for Cutler. Cutler's centering try is blocked away by St. Mary's. It is Dingle to the left wing for Lokosu. Tommen clears one out, but the Gales keep it inside the midfield line. Chip pass ahead by Hanley on goal, and we get the whistle and the stoppage of play. The clock, however, still rolling. 21 minutes and 45 seconds to go in regulation time. Ball ricochets around the middle of the field. Rizzo now with it. Rizzo, a back pass to Schilling. Schilling will get the ball back and taps a pass backwards, near side for Tommen. Tommen sends it near side, I should say, for Riley. Cutler and Lokosu get tangled up. The ball goes out of play, so the Raiders will inbound. It is Riley. Looping overhead throw in. Sent back to Riley's way. The ball just crossing the sideline. It'll be Colgate ball. Riley again with the quick inbounds to Schilling. Schilling cuts toward the inside of the field. Lead pass attempt there for Cutler. Doesn't go. Schilling trying to track it down along the sideline. It does roll out of play. Off of Schilling. It'll be Gale's ball. 20 minutes remaining. Fordham and Boston University going to overtime. Scoreless there. Lafayette edging St. Peter's 1-0. That's a final. Nicholas Gamp checking back in. He was one of St. Mary's starters, so he is now back on the pitch for the Gales. Catching up with it along the far side of the field is Forbes. Forbes knocks one ahead. It's taken back by St. Mary's. At midfield, it's Hanley. Hanley. Drop pass now shoveled forward by the Gales. Bounces out of play. St. Mary's to inbound. That is Ben Brayman. Delivers the inbounds throw in. Ball headed away toward midfield by Tomlin, but the Gales right back on the attack. Spin move there just outside the 18-yard line by Schmidt. A quick shot on goal. It's stopped by Brown. Cutler to Riley. Back to Cutler. And another drop pass for Riley. Riley and Cutler playing catch. Cutler gets his way past the defense. Cuts in. The centering try goes through. It's blocked. And the follow-up try is missed by Stroud. Would have been a golden opportunity there to get on the scoreboard. 17 minutes and 45 seconds in regulation. We are scoreless. Gales will clear out to midfield. A couple of players get tangled up as the ball rolls out of play. Gales will inbound. Great crowd in attendance here tonight at Bayer Small 76 Field. It's inaugural weekend, featuring a men's game tonight, a women's game tomorrow night. A lot of free t-shirts given away today. There'll be a fireworks show afterwards. Ball pops up in the air in Colgate defensive territory. Cutler trying to work it toward midfield, but the Gales will steal it back. Here is Hanley. Hanley to the near side for Semenza. He will send it back toward midfield for Allison. Allison to Hanley. Hanley tried to work his way toward the goal. Colgate, though, disrupts. And it is Cutler to Stroud. Stroud, lead pass intended for Rizzo. Couldn't quite catch up to it, though, as it is yanked out of bounds by St. Mary's. 16 minutes remaining in regulation time. Still looking for our first goal of the night.
Colgate's number 20, Troy Lupin. Back
In comes Zach Pagani. The shot deflected high and wide. And it will be Rawls to kick.
St. Mary's number 3, Will Kendall, now back on the pitch.
Will Kendall checking back into the game for St. Mary's. Just the second all-time meeting between these two teams. First ever game was back in 1995. That was a 3-0 win by St. Mary's. Hanley down the left wing, chopped out of bounds by Riley. Allison to throw in. He finds Icani. The centering try. The shot on goal. It bends just wide. And out of play. Ball had a bit of a slice on it coming off the foot. Careening just wide of the goalpost. Brown to kick. 14 minutes and change in regulation time. And that was a dangerous play, it looked like, being called by the officials. So that call goes against the Raiders. And St. Mary's has it at midfield. Schmidt will kick it back into play. Chip pass down the left wing, knocked out of play by the Raider defense. Allison with the overhead throw. Centering try. Headed toward the goal. The ball bounces over or past Brown, but goes out of play. Goal kick on this. For Brown, who is one save shy, of tying his career high. Twice he reached the 6-save plateau in last season in games against Hofstra and Army. Ball is sent deep into St. Mary's territory, but they'll return back to midfield. This skips out of play. Kyle Riley plays some midfield, plays some defense as well for the Raiders. Will inbound, the junior out of Del Mar, New York. Tommen and Icani come together along the near sideline. They'll say the ball last touched by Icani. Raiders inbound. 11.5 to go in the second half. No score between Colgate and St. Mary's. It is Allison. Pass down the left wing for Kendall. Kendall pinned to the sideline by Riley. And Riley steals the ball away. Tries to clear one out. It's kept alive, though, by Schmidt. Schmidt pokes one in on goal. Shot attempt by Icani denied as the ball picked up by Brown, who slings one to center. Butler down the right wing. The ball tips off the linesman's foot. They'll let play continue. Gales knock it out of play along the goal line, extended, which will lead to another corner kick opportunity here for Cutler. Cutler fires into the thicket of Gale defensemen, and they will poke it back outside. Again, Ethan Cutler had the ball stolen and knocked out of play. And actually, they'll say that Cutler committed the foul there, so it is a kick coming from Rawls. Chopped back the other way by Schilling off the side of his foot. Collected by the Gales. Allison up ahead to Kendall. Kendall cuts to the inside. Right foot pass goes far across the field. That pass broken up by the Raiders, who grab possession. It is Cutler. Long left foot pass down to the left wing for Zach Pagani. Chip pass ahead, swatted away by the St. Mary defense. That was Solis clearing it out of harm's way. 8 minutes and 36 seconds in the second half, still scoreless. At Bayer Small 76 Field. Corner kick on the way for Colgate. Ball is in the air. Winds up in the teeth of the St. Mary's defense. And they'll grab control. It is Kendall. Clears to midfield. Picked up there by Scudari. Sends one ahead for Schilling at midfield. Schilling turns it up toward the net. Rizzo now in the corner of the penalty area. Ball skips to the near side and rolls out. Another corner kick opportunity coming for Cutler and the Raiders. The fans pounding the stands here all around us. Cutler boots one in. It's headed away by the Gales. We'll get a throw-in coming by the Raiders. 7 minutes left in regulation time. If it's still scoreless, we'll go to 2 10-minute sudden death overtime periods. And then if it's still tight after that, we all go home. Gales. Across midfield, Hanley tried a lead pass, knocked out of play by the Raiders along the far side. Quick inbounds toss was broken up by Colgate as they clear. Gales catch up to it at midfield. Ball deflected off the shin guard of Zach Pagani and out of bounds. Gales quickly throw it back into play. Now 6 minutes left in the second half. And that ball is sent over the goal line, extended out of play. It will be Colgate ball. Ten shots apiece for these two teams. 6 shots on goal for each. Colgate with 6 corner tries
Crowd, number 5, back in for the Raiders.
so far tonight. St. Mary's has had 3 corner kick opportunities. Jared Stroud now back in the game for the Raiders. Kendall and Riley get tangled up, trying to catch up to a ball along the near sideline. They'll say it was last touched by Riley. Quick inbounds throw from Allison to Hanley. Hanley, a centering pass on net, and the shot is deflected wide. Four minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second half. Colgate, nothing. St. Mary's, nothing. Most, virtually all of Colgate's starters have gone the distance here tonight. Alex Bramman for St. Mary's tries to steer one back to center. or midfield, I should say, but clanks off his foot out of play. The Raiders quick to bring it back into play. Schilling tracks it down along the far left wing. Boots one across the way. Trying to set up Cutler with a one-timer. Cutler now has it right wing. Cutler trying to work his way around a couple of defensemen. And it's finally knocked away by the Gales. 3 minutes to go in a scoreless contest between Colgate and St. Mary's right here on the Patriot League Network. Schilling at midfield. A back pass for Forbes. Forbes, long lead pass intended for Zach Pagani, a bit too far, and it's picked up by Rawls. Two and a half remaining now in regulation time. Ball takes a couple of bounces, now continuing to roll toward the Colgate net. Finally, Riley steers it back the other way. Stroud now with the clear to midfield. Swatted back down the other end by Solis. It is Cutler trying to chip a pass ahead for Zach Pagani before it's kicked out of bounds by Rawls. Cutler quickly inbounds. Up ahead to Stroud. And the Gale defense will just kick it high in the air, let it go out of bounds, and it will allow the Raiders to set up its 7th corner kick of the night. And once again, that honor will go to Ethan Cutler. High pass, and the shot attempt goes just wide. 65 seconds remaining in regulation.
1 minute remains in the second half.
And then if it does end scoreless here, we'll take a 5-minute break and we'll come back for the beginning of the first 10-minute overtime period. Ball up in the air at midfield, headed there by Schmidt, headed forward by Gamp. Couple of players fight for it. Moo Penn winds up hitting the turf. After colliding with Gamp, it is Colgate ball with 20 seconds left. Pagani, pass ahead for Cutler. Cutler trying to work toward the net. Stops the ball from going out of play. 10 seconds left. Lefty centering try, no good. It's kicked out of play by the Gales.
5, 4,
As the final seconds tick away.
1.
And we are going to overtime. Ready to go for the first sudden death overtime period. The clock is set at 10 minutes. Thanks for joining us on the Patriot League Network, and we are underway. Long pass ahead by Corey Schmidt. Takes a couple of bounces, rolls out of play. Sudden death. Overtime here. Followed by a second, if necessary, a second 10-minute sudden death session. And then the game will end in a draw if it is not decided after that. Don't forget, for the latest news and stories on the Patriot League, follow the Patriot League on Twitter at Patriot League. Raiders now working across midfield. Here is Stroud working his way toward the goal. Stroud with a shot. It is blocked by the Gale defense. But it is another corner kick try from Cutler. Cutler now from the far side of the field. Sends one up, and it's headed out. There is a hard shot on net by Chase Pagani. Ricochets off a player in front, looked like, and then it skipped out of play. It's going to lead to another corner kick try for the Raiders. It is Cutler, lets it rip, in on goal. The header opportunity goes up and over the net. Header try there by Forbes, nearly connected. But Rawls now ready to kick one to midfield.
The record. That's the team record, yeah.
So the first game of the season for both teams here tonight.
Okay.
Ball gets to the back line of the Colgate defense. It is Scudari, sends one back to Brown, who will boot one out to midfield.
Thanks.
Schilling there at the midfield line. Up to Cutler. Cutler tried a lead pass for Zach Pagani. It's broken up. Loose ball swatted out along the far sideline by St. Mary's. Stroud quickly throws it back in for the Raiders. St. Mary's will throw the ball in now. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first overtime in a scoreless contest here in Hamilton. Along the far side is Cutler. Cutler trying to find a centering pass. And they'll say Cutler tried to elbow his way through traffic. It's a foul on him. It's going to be St. Mary's ball. Quickly upfield go the Gales. Pass intended for Gamp down the left wing side. Ball, though, skips out of play. It'll be a Raider ball. Chase Pagani to the near side for Scudari, the freshman defenseman. Scudari skips a pass ahead, but it is collected by the Gales. As we approach the midway point of this first overtime. Hanley to the near side for Ben Brayman. Brayman facing pressure from Mu Pen. And Mu Pen will steal the ball away. Chips one near side for Scudari. Back to Mu Pen. Mu Pen. Now we'll backtrack. A drop pass for Chase Pagani. It is Stroud. To Mu Pen, to the left wing for Scudari. Scudari, a centering try. In front for Stroud. Stroud tried to get one on goal. It was partially deflected and sent away by St. Mary's. A nice header by Tommen tries to keep it alive, but ultimately scooped up by Semenza. Forbes for Colgate shoots one downfield, knocked out of play by St. Mary's. Colgate will inbound. Zach Pagani thought about throwing it in. Instead, will drop it and leave it for Scudari. Inbounds goes to Pagani. Cutler lines and fires, and the shot high and wide. Three minutes and 35 seconds remaining in this first overtime period in a scoreless contest between Colgate and St. Mary's. Again, the first ever regular season game here at Bayer Small 76 Field. Ribbon was cut before tonight's contest. Schilling boots one high in the air. Pass was intended for Zach Pagani. Now collected at midfield by Gamp. Gamp tried to send one downfield. Ricochets off a Raider boot. Goes out of play. It'll be inbounded by Ben Brayman. Ball is inbounded. Players from each team scrapping for it. Winds up on the foot of Corey Schmidt. A back pass to Solis. Solis sends one ahead for Hanley. Off balance. Tries a shot on goal, but it floats slowly in on Brown, who's able to cover up. Brown kicks one off to the far side. Winds up on the foot of Riley. Tries to send one to midfield. The Gales, though, send it back down. The other end, headed away by Forbes. It is Mu Pen at midfield. Draws the whistle. Mu Pen, I think, is trying to get his shoe back on and tie it up as the officials call for the clock to stop. 2 minutes and 1 second remaining here in this first overtime period. There will be a very brief 2-minute intermission if nobody scores here in the last 2 minutes of this overtime. And then overtime number 2, the final one, would take place. Here is Zach Pagani trying to work his way toward the goal. It's stripped away by St. Mary's. A collision at midfield involving Zach Tommen. And it looked like Hanley involved on that play. Tommen called for the foul, so it is Gale's ball. 1:18 to go here in this first overtime. The next goal would be the first one tonight for either team. Raiders chip one back to midfield.
1 minute remains in the first.
Ball sent out of bounds to be inbounded by the Raiders. Under a minute to go in the first overtime. Raiders inbound, and they'll quickly have to inbound again. As now we're on the final 30 seconds of this first overtime. Again, the ball goes out of play. Gales inbound with 15 seconds on the clock and ticking. Long
10,
boot
9,
goes down
8,
on goal. It's
7,
collected there
6, 5, 4,
by
3,
Brown as he'll let the clock wind
1.
down, and that's it. So the first overtime
At the end
in
of
the
overtime
books.
period,
Clock is set back to 10 minutes. Both teams are ready. Stroud and Rizzo ready to swing it back into play. It is Stroud. Back to Riley. Riley, a pass ahead intended for Stroud, broken up by Schmidt. Loose ball at midfield, rolls out of play. Lakosu will let it roll, knowing it'll be St. Mary's ball. Allison to inbound for the Gales. Long overhead throw. Winds up on the head of Iconi. Tried to turn one toward the goal, but was knocked back out by Tommen. Ball skips out of play. Last touched by St. Mary's. Colgate will throw back in. It is Riley. Riley finds Cutler, who will tap one back to Riley. Now back to Cutler. Stroud at midfield. Lead pass for Schilling. Schilling will cycle back at midfield. Long lead pass down the left wing. Now here is Mu Pen. Just outside the 18-yard line. Stolen away by Hanley. Kicks one back to midfield. 90 seconds gone by here in this second overtime in a scoreless draw between these two teams. Chip pass ahead for Cutler. The shot denied. And I think we're going to get a penalty shot, and we are. Penalty shot coming for the Colgate Raiders. A chance to win tonight's game. Eight minutes and 19 seconds remaining here in this second overtime, but it is Ethan Cutler ready to take the penalty kick against Andre Rawls. This, if Cutler scores, it will win the game. The crowd standing on its feet. The ball is set. Cutler backs away. Here is the whistle. Here's the kick. It is good. It's in. Cutler converts the penalty kick. And the Raiders win the first ever game at Bayer Small 76 Field.
and remind you that the Patriot show will begin in a few minutes.
Cutler swarmed by his teammates out on the field. The Raiders have won it tonight. Just a phenomenal game. By both sides. And Cutler, with 8:18 remaining, converts the penalty kick. So with the win, the Raiders now 1-0 on the season. The St. Mary's Gales fall to 0-1. And that will do it tonight from Bayer Small 76 Field. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Patriot League Network. Again, your final score: Colgate 1, St. Mary's nothing. Take care and have a great night.